back to the channel. It is Kay, your spiritual witch, your astrologer, numerologist and all-round witchy friend. So I'm super excited to come and share with you the 4 things that I see happening around this next new moon and how we can all use the energy to manifest in these 4 different ways. And it's even more exciting for me because it is an Aquarius new moon, and if you know, well, if you know, you know, I am an Aquarius myself, so hey, super exciting time. So this new moon in Aquarius is going to be on the 1st of February at 6:45 a.m. and this is GMT time, so this is in my local time zone, so you can convert that to your own time zone. As I said, it could be the 2nd for you depending on where you are in the world, or it could be the 1st but at a different time. If you are an Aquarius like me, then you need to step into your personal power week, Aqua, because it is our time to shine and it is the first new moon in our sign this year. Also, if your moon or ascendant is even Aquarius, then of course this will impact you, or even certain points in your chart at 12 degrees. So if you have your midhaven or your some planets at 12 degrees, then obviously this new moon is going to interact with those planets or those parts in your chart. But generally speaking, for Aquarius sun signs, this is a very, very powerful week. Now, so this new moon that's going to be controlling everyone's new moon is going to radiate Aquarius. So we all have Aquarius in our chart somewhere, just depends on where. And what it brings with it is truth, honesty, facts, data, humane acts. So these are things that vibrate with the Aquarius energy. It's really a time for clarity and things coming to light, because that is what Aquarius is all about. And also things that are very, very factual. So this is not a time to to put it, you know, blatantly. This is not a time to be bullshitting or having anybody bullshit you. This is all going to come to light if that's going on, because Aquarius will just cut through that, because that's what Aquarius's energy does. Now, the first interesting aspect, new moon at 12 degrees will form a conjunction with the planet Saturn. So if you look here on the left, you can see up in the 12th house, I've circled it for you. You can see there's the round sort of circle with a dot in the middle, the sun. Then you can see the moon underneath it, the grey planet, and then you can see the planet Saturn. So these 3 planets are going to be conjunct. The sun and the moon will naturally conjunct, because that's what forms the full moon, the new moon, sorry, at 12 degrees. And then you've got Saturn at 15 degrees. So how does this energy translate to a way that we can use this to manifest in our lives? Well, a new moon is a new cycle. It's a time to start afresh. It's a time to put things into place that you want to change, or to move forward with things from a different angle. It's all about rebirth. And when you have a planet like Saturn getting involved with that, this can indicate 2 things. Firstly, it can release setbacks that you may have had in your life, depending on where this new moon in Aquarius is going to fall in your chart. So say, for example, you are an Aquarius and your sun is in your, I don't know, 2nd house of money, your finance house. That's where the new moon's going to be, and this is what could be released. Setbacks around your money, for example, because Saturn is that planet that does hold things back. It does make things challenging. It does make us mature. It's not an easy planet to deal with, but when you've got this kind of getting involved with a new moon, it kind of brings a newness to things. So there could be a newness around any setbacks that you've had. Now, I should also say as well that although this can release setbacks because it's happening around a new moon, it could bring into your life as well. The reverse could happen. You could, you know, experience maybe in some parts of your life some kind of new setback with something. But for me, looking at this intuitively as an astrologer, I like to be optimistic. I like to be an optimistic astrologer. I don't like to be delivering doom and gloom. I like to say that this could really release some setbacks that we've had in our life. If, you know, that does happen, then that is just brilliant. So this is the first way that we can manifest. So how, where, why? Well, depending on where this falls, as I said, and because I can't do this too personally, I can't, you know, relate to everybody's chart in a quick video. Do check the links below for Patron if you do want to join us up on Patron, because I will be able to do this more personally with people and look at their charts and help you find out for yourself, so you can learn astrology yourself, how you can see where this aspect might be happening in your own chart. And if you don't have your own chart, don't worry, because you can get a free download from my website, which there should be a link below as well. So generally, this new moon, with the new moon conjuncting with Saturn, it could release a lot of setbacks and challenges. And this is a great thing. This is a great time to start afresh with whatever area of your life you have felt as though you've had some kind of challenge. Now, the second thing that's happening when we look at the new moon chart for the day is that we've got Mercury and Pluto also conjunct. And I should probably say at this point as well that a conjunction is when two planets are or three planets, however many, are within 8 degrees of each other. So they're literally like side to side. So they're close enough to do what I call have a conversation, and they're working together. A conjunction is about unison, so the planet's energies are coming together and they're kind of saying, well, how can we work together? They're not having any kind of harsh energy between them. So we've got the planet of Mercury, which I've circled. You can see the blue planet at 24 degrees into Capricorn on the right hand side, and then we've got Pluto at 26 degrees Capricorn, the planet underneath it that looks kind of like a P, the brown planet, also at 26 degrees. So this is a very, very close conjunction. They've only got like a few degrees between them. Now, Mercury is a representation of our thoughts, our ideas. Mercury also rules over IT, short trips that we make, how we learn, how we communicate generally. So this energy with Pluto, which is a planet of transformation, can bring about an opportunity to really transform what, you guessed it, your ideas, because they're working together and they're in unison. Now, let's not forget the energy that is influencing these planets. We've got Capricorn here, and even though this is an Aquarius moon, the 4 areas that I've picked out that can really be key to help with manifestation in life are really Capricorn driven, and Capricorn has been forming a lot of energy since, I would say, probably the end of last year. Since December through January, Capricorn has really been influencing a lot of the planets, and obviously that's understandable as well, because we've been through Capricorn season and we're now in Aquarius season. So with this conjunction that we've got here, this could be an ideal time to really start soul searching for what you want, really looking at your ideas and how you can transform them. But I want to bring to your attention that Mercury is still in retrograde, okay? Now, if you're not sure what a retrograde means or how this can impact us, do check the video that may pop up somewhere here as I'm speaking now. If it doesn't, then it will be linked in the description box on the Mercury retrograde for 4 things you need to know, or 4 ways you can manifest, because Mercury will be in retrograde all the way up until the 4th of February. Okay, it's been in retrograde since January. And this is basically Mercury pulling us back, because that's what planets do when they're in retrograde. They pull us back to situations, people, places and things. So Mercury is pulling us back to our ideas, pulling us back to our thoughts, pulling us back to our soul searching. And you've got Pluto there in the mix, who is working with this planet and saying, you know what, how can I work with you to help transform this? So this is a great time under a new moon to clearly revisit any ideas that you've had, revisit any wishes or hopes, or even go through any old letters or emails or communication that you've had that you need to really follow up with. This could be a good time to go back to it while we're in this retrograde, and while Pluto is kind of helping Mercury, if you like, along with that energy. So it's a great time for transforming your ideas. It's a good moon for that, a good new moon for this. Now, the third aspect that we've got here, and this is quite a fun one, we've got Mars and Venus, and they too are conjunct. So we've got another conjunction going on. So we've got 2 more planets basically having a great conversation, and they are in unison. So you can see them over here on the left, and you've got Mars, which is the red planet, and he is at 5 degrees into Capricorn. Again, more Capricorn energy. And then we've got Venus, which is also at 11 degrees into Capricorn. So these 2 planets are not so close in conjunction. If we go back, they're not as close as Mercury and Pluto, but they are still close. They are still within 8 degrees. So Mars and Venus, whenever these 2 planets meet up, it is fireworks. Such a fun and very sexy time. Now, when you do relationship astrology, or even astrology just to see how people can get on, what their energy is like as 2 people, how they mesh together, if these 2 planets form positive aspects, it can indicate a really great relationship, especially if this relationship is a romantic one. This is like one of the best kind of planet conversations or aspects that can happen between two people's charts when we're looking for sexual compatibility or even romantic compatibility. So Mars and Venus together is a good look, basically. Mars is a representation of our motivation, determination. He can represent a person's sex drive as well and show you, if you look at a chart, the kind of sex that a person might enjoy. And he's also a representation of our anger and how we manage that. Now, Venus is about love, money, art, beauty, desires. She will connect us to what we want, and she is actually in retrograde as well. And she would have, well, she, by the time you get this, depending on when you watch it, she will be direct as of the 29th of January. But if you're watching this before then obviously she's still in retrograde now up until the 29th of January. So how does this translate as an ideal way or a good opportunity for manifestation under this new moon? Well, it's a great time if you're looking for love. You know, if you're looking for love, if you are wanting to expand your horizons and have a bit of fun, if you have motivations in your life or things that you want to achieve, this could be a good time to really work and pursue anything that you desire or that you are pulled to. And this is because Mars is you could say the chaser. Mars is going to be very, very attracted to a planet like Venus. Mars is a masculine planet, Venus is a feminine planet, okay? And you've got Mars at 5 degrees and you've got Venus at 11 degrees. So Mars, obviously Venus is a bit further along into the Capricorn sign, and Mars will be chasing her and catching up with her, you know, and moving closer towards her. So he is bringing motivation, determination, you know, I can do this kind of energy to do with what it is that we love, with our money, with our art, with our beauty, even with our appearance as well. So it's a good time for that, to be chasing your dreams, to be chasing what it is that you want, to be going after things that are to do with love, money, art or beauty as well, if they are things that interest you. Now, the sign that is influencing this kind of energy is Capricorn. And Capricorn is that energy of real seriousness of all the zodiac signs. If anybody is going to achieve, if anybody is going to do something, it's going to be Capricorn, okay? Capricorn is a very hard working energy, and he influences and increases hard work. But he also does make planets and action pretty reserved as well, because he is an earth sign, so it's more slower, it's more cautious, it's not like a fire sign. And also when you have Capricorn ruling over a planet like Venus as well, although she's fun loving and, you know, very, very beautiful and likes to give and receive love, under Capricorn's energy that can make her a little bit more serious, I want to say, rather than reserved, a bit more serious about her love and how she gives it, because Capricorn will be influencing her. But generally with these two planets in a conjunction, although it's not a close one, but it's close enough to be considered a conjunction. They are close enough. They're close enough to have a conversation in terms of astrology and be in unison and work together. This could bring some pretty fun and sexy times. So do let me know in the comments, how are you feeling this energy, especially as we're moving towards Valentine's Day as well. And it's the month of February, depending on when you watch this, but we're coming up to the month of February, and it is the month of love as well. So this is a great kind of planet conversation or aspect to be happening in the cosmos as we move towards the day of love. So it's a good time for love spells. It's a good time for calling in love, I'd say. It's a good time for being more romantic with your partner. And it's a great time to really be going after what it is that you want with these two energies. And definitely with Capricorn influencing and pushing Mars, because Mars is an energy of, okay, this is what I want. This is what we're going to go after. We're going to do this. I'm very, very motivated. I'm very, very determined. But what Mars can lack sometimes is focus. And a sign like Capricorn influencing Mars will bring back that focus and will make sure that Mars achieves what it sets out to do. So depending on where Capricorn is in your chart and where this aspect will fall for you personally, this could be a message from the universe that do you know what? This part of your life is where you could really focus and achieve something around about now. So if you do know where Capricorn is in your chart, this is where you're going to have this aspect, and the universe could be pushing you to do something with that part of your life. Again, do check the links below, do check Patron if you want further details on how to work all that out. So finally, the fourth thing happening in the cosmos around this Aquarius new moon, which is quite key, which can help with manifestation, is this Capricorn stellium. So remember I said to you that Capricorn has been dominating quite a lot, especially through the month of January. And the planets, some of the planets have formed quite a few conversations, I should say, quote unquote, under the sign of Capricorn. Well, there's another stellium being formed here, and we had one in January as well. So Capricorn is clearly trying to show us all something. Capricorn is clearly trying to work with us all in certain areas of our life, and this will be different for everybody depending on where this Capricorn energy radiates for you. So we've got Mars and Venus, we've got Mercury and Pluto all under this energy, and you can see them all circled up here. Mars, the red planet, Venus, the purple one underneath. Then if you look underneath in the 12th house, you've got Mercury, the kind of turquoisey blue planet, and underneath that you have Pluto. So hard work, seriousness, and a need to achieve is what Capricorn is influencing. Now, this for all of us has been a focus since probably around about the end of 2021. Because if I remember correctly, that was when the first kind of Capricorn stellium started to form, if I can speak properly, in the sky. To make this simple, so that those of you who may not have a deep understanding of astrology, a stellium will always indicate an area of importance. So whether you have a stellium in your birth chart naturally like me, and that area of life will have a lot of experiences, and that area of life will really shape you as a person, or we experience a stellium now as it just happens in the sky, you know, the planets just all meet up under one sign. This is when things need to be focused in on wherever this stellium will fall. So as I said, everybody will have all of the zodiac signs in their chart in all different places. Each house will represent an area of life, houses 1 to 12. And I'll try and leave a link below for the house information if you're not sure about what the houses mean. I'm sure I wrote a blog about this ages ago. You might be able to find it on my website. If I find it, I'll link it below. So wherever this Capricorn energy is for you, has been your focus since the end of 2021. And this is the final stellium that's going to be happening, because we've moved out of Capricorn season now. Not to say that it can't happen again, of course it can, but we're moving forward. And as you look at the planets, you can see that Mercury and Pluto are at 24 and 26 degrees. So they will be moving out of Capricorn pretty soon. They can only go as far as, 29 degrees. And then you've got obviously Mars and Venus at 11 and 15 that need to catch up. So this is really the last one that we're probably going to see for now. So it's kind of like the last dash, if you like, the word that I'm being given, to focus in on whatever it is that Capricorn is trying to teach you, trying to teach me, trying to teach everybody in the world right now. So just a little recap on what the stelliums are about. You've got Mars and Venus together, which is influencing fun and sexy times, and really going after what it is that we want, the red and purple planet. And then you've got Mercury and Pluto, which is about the soul searching for the ideas that we've had, soul searching around the ideas that we've had, and really transforming our ideas, i.e. Mercury, into reality and what it is that we want. So Pluto is that planet of transformation. So whatever he kind of aspects with or has a conversation with, whichever way he forms it, he is going to start to transform the energy of that planet, or he's going to work with that planet based on what that planet is about to cause some kind of transformation. And in this case, it's Mercury. So Mercury is about our thoughts, communication, learning, as I said. So it's basically about, what are you thinking right now? What is it that you would really, really like to bring to reality? And then you've got Pluto saying, okay, cool, let's see if we can make this work. So this Capricorn stellium is wonderful. Capricorn is a nice energy, I think. to have a stellium in, especially if you want to get things done. And we're only at the beginning of the year, so it's a good time as well. It's a good time to kind of have this achievement and I'm going to do this energy. Okay, so February new moon summary. Looking at the charts, what I basically see is the energy is that change is in the air. Okay, the new moon and Saturn having a conversation and being conjunct, this is going to release things, you know, and it's happening around a new moon. Saturn, the challenges, you know, the difficulty, the hardships that we've had, this could be released around this new moon because he is getting involved with the energy of the new moon. Capricorn, as I said, is definitely trying to show or teach us all something of importance based on what where this will fall in your own chart. But Capricorn is key right now. We're all trying to learn or achieve or see something in our lives. With Venus turning direct on the 29th of January, if you catch this before the 29th of January, she's still in retrograde clearly. But do let me know how you felt Venus is retrograde in the comments. I mean, have you felt like you've been going back to your love life, or you've been going back to your money and what you want for your money? Have you been going back over, you know, your appearance and thinking, oh my God, should I get my hair cut? Should I do this? Should I do that? You know, how have you felt during Venus's retrograde? Has she been pulling you back to anything? But by the time we get to the new moon, she will be very much direct. So once we've gone back and we've gone over things, now it's about time that we need to move forward. Things should be clearer if we've done the work that we should have been doing during a retrograde, to doing the work on whatever it is she was calling us back to, doing the work on whatever Mercury's been calling us back to. Once they turn direct, we should have a clear picture, a clear idea, and we should be able to move forward. I also see some fun times ahead as we lead up to Valentine's Day. Definitely with the Mars and Venus conjunction, I really love this energy, and it's a really nice time for it to be happening under a new moon just as we move into February. And finally, you know, with Mercury, he is still in retrograde now as I'm recording this. By the 4th of February, he will be direct. So a couple of days after this new moon, during that week, he will be direct. So while he is in retrograde, he's putting us back to focus on our ideas as well. So how have you been feeling the Mercury retrograde? Mercury retrograde can be famous for IT problems, travel problems, and all that kind of stuff. Check the video out on Mercury retrograde because I go into it into a bit more detail there. I won't do too much of that here. So do let me know, have you been feeling the Mercury retrograde? I can say for once, for the first time in a long time, I have not experienced any IT problems at all, because I remember one particular year, 2 years, that during Mercury retrograde, my laptop just broke down in both of them on 2 separate years, and they were the major kind of IT disruptions that I had because it ruined my work and everything. So this year, touch wood, we've got a few more days to go, but hopefully between now, me recording this and the 4th of February, nothing will happen to any of my IT or technology. So I can say for 2022, Mercury retrograde has been cool for me. But how has it been for you so far? So that's it, guys. Those are the 4 kind of things that I see in the chart for February, you know, under this new moon, and how we can use it to move forward. If you don't know your chart very well, don't worry, you can always learn to apply this stuff. You can always find out where each aspect is going to fall in your chart and what area of life for you. As I said, check the links on Patron. It might pop up here as I'm speaking, but it will definitely be linked down below in the description box or pinned to a comment. And I will see you around the full moon for the full moon details. But this is our new moon and it looks pretty good to me. So have a good one. Let me know how everything resonates and I'll see you soon.